tell your agency that you want some off the record hours. It's not legal, but it is what it is. It's clinical trials. Your wage is not necessarily your take-home pay, what they are going to give you monthly and yearly. Honestly, body go tell you, say you they work for that money. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time you're seeing me, hi, my name is Cookie and I make informative videos like this for people looking to come to the UK for work and study. If these are the type of videos that you would enjoy, then please consider subscribing and join me as I navigate life here in the UK. So without wasting any more of your time, let's get right into the video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about money, kudi, owo, ego, cash, cheese, and the plethora of other names that it is known by. In today's video, I just want to explain to you how you can earn more as an international student and how you might be losing money as an international student without even knowing it. And finally, ways that you can maximize your earnings. Basically, it's the same as earning more, but yeah. I just want to say something. Every single part of this video is very important and necessary for you to sort of understand how money works in the UK. I intend on explaining to you how money works, how you get paid, how just basically every single thing there is to know about money in this country as an international student. Like the moment you're arriving, everything you need to know to just be up and running. That's what this video is about. So please be patient, grab a cup of coffee, and let's go. As a general rule of thumb, and depending on your situation, you are not allowed to work more than 20 hours a week most of the time as an international student. However, that is during term time, meaning when school is in session. But when school is out of session, you are permitted to work 40 hours a week during the holiday. Some people still work more than 20 hours a week during term time. But guys, if you know that you want to pass in school, if you want to succeed, if school is why you really came here, then I'll suggest that you don't work more than 20 hours a week during school time. I just want to say that it is illegal, and if they catch you working more than 20 hours a week, it's not going to be worth it. And yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. First off, let's talk about ways you can earn more money. I'll generally suggest every single time, like time and time again, for myself, for my friends, and for people I care about, aka you guys, that it is always better to get a higher paying job and do less hours of the job than for you to get a lower paying job and do more hours of the job. Does that make sense? It's better for you to earn, for example, £20 an hour. I'm just saying, it's better for you to earn £20 an hour and work there, say, 3 times in a week, than for you to earn £9 an hour and have to work there multiple times in a week, if you get what I am saying. So the goal is to always, look for jobs, negotiate jobs that are going to give you more money per hour. That way you spend less time doing the job and still earn a good amount of money and be able to do the sort of things that you would want to use money to do, right? So immediately you arrive the UK, there's a list of jobs that off the bat, immediately you are eligible to do those jobs without training, without anything. Most of all these jobs don't require any professional skill or any knowledge. Most of them are physical jobs. Most of them have to do with retail, factories, for example, working at the Amazon factory, because Amazon is an employer that usually has a high turnover of employees. They usually always want people that are there because they have a lot of orders to fulfill, and they are very happy to take on people, international students, or just generally people that need extra cash. Retail places like Primark, Next, places that sell clothes, places that sell food, just general places like that. Those are places that are really willing to take you on immediately you arrive without any training. Somewhere else I forgot to add was care homes. Care homes, support work, taking care of old people, taking care of convalescents. Are they called convalescents? You get what I am saying? Taking care of people that cannot take care of themselves, supporting them, keeping them company, those type of jobs as well. They generally require people that don't have much skill because they will train you anyways, and the training does not take time. However, something all these jobs have in common are their payment system. They pay you through something called an agency. So what happens is that when you arrive the UK and you need a job immediately, all these big corporations like Amazon, healthcare work, retail and all these ones, they don't have the time or even the resources to start, even if they have it, they are not going to start wasting their resources trying to like get people that are going to do those high turnover jobs, or jobs that they just really need human beings to be doing it, but it's not big enough for the company's own hiring or recruitment team to start doing it. They just need people that can be on and off during shifts when there's an extra job here or there. And so these companies, they don't take on this responsibility. They outsource the responsibility of getting employees to something called an agency. So what is an agency? An agency is basically like a recruitment body that sources for talents and sources for qualified talents and gives them off to like employers that potentially need them. So these agencies, they vet your CV, they check your visa, they check that you're legally in the country. They just basically go through the process that any recruitment any company would have done if they did the recruitment themselves. So the big companies outsource to the agencies then look for people that might need jobs, aka international students, people that just dependents that just came to the UK, or just people in general that need jobs. These agencies source for you, vet your CV, and then give you away to the companies that need them. This way, the employer is not liable for the employee. The agency is liable for the employee, and vice versa. So if you're having any problems with payments or anything or any issues, you're basically going to meet your agency and not your employer. Does that make sense? Do you guys get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's one. The next point I want to explain under still this agency is that the agencies, even though the companies that employ you are paying them to pay you, the agencies don't pay you directly. They outsource it to something called umbrella companies. I really hope you guys are following my flow, because I'm sort of like trying to explain to you guys how the ecosystem of money works here, and I hope you guys are following what I'm saying. I'll try my best to be as concise and explanatory as possible. So they outsource it to some people called the umbrella companies. These umbrella companies are basically finance companies in a sense, because they do your tax, your pension, they handle your payments, your weekly wages. Because if you're working for these companies or for these places that are willing to take you immediately you arrive, chances are you're going to be getting wages and not salaries. These wages tend to come every single week on Fridays. So if you work from Monday to Friday, you're going to get paid on Friday for what you have worked for the whole week. However, this is not, if I work this Monday, I'm not going to get paid. If I work this Monday through to Friday, I'm not going to get paid this Friday for this week. I'm going to get paid this Friday for the last week that I have worked. Does that make sense? And so next week Friday, I'll get paid for this week that I have worked. Does that make sense? So let's say this is week 1, week 2, and week 3, right? You work week 1, you get paid for week 1 on the Friday of week 2. And then on the Friday of week 3, you get paid for week 2. That way, even if you leave the job and you still have a payment, they will still pay you after you already stopped working. I hope I'm making sense. The only problem with this chain of command is that every single body in this chain of command takes their cut from your personal wage, and it's problematic. And people that don't know about it usually like fall into prey, or fall into the trap of losing a lot of money to these companies. Legally, they are not cheating you. They are doing their job. They are doing what they are supposed to do. But morally, I have a lot to say about that. Guys, I don't know what's wrong with me, but honestly, morally, I have a lot to say about the way they function and just the way it is. But it is what it is. But don't worry, I come here bearing the gospel of truth and how I can help you and how I can explain to you ways to minimize all the money that they're going to cut from you. At this juncture, it will be a crime if you're not subscribed to my channel. Guys, click the subscribe button now. Like this video if it has been explanatory or helpful so far. Thank you very much, and let's get right back into the video. So for context, I'll show you guys what a typical pay slip looks like, and I'll explain to you guys a bit of what it is. Your wage is not necessarily your take-home pay. The fact that they can say, okay, you're earning £500 every single week it doesn't mean that you are going to go home with £500 every single week. Does that make sense? So if they pay you, let's say £500 a week, that is your gross pay. That is not your take-home pay. Your take-home pay is going to be calculated after they have deducted your pension, your taxes, your national insurance payments, and some other things that they take away. The umbrella companies take away something called a company margin. I don't know, guys, that's just what they call it, a company margin, and nobody I know has been able to explain it properly to me. They say that it is for, you know, paying for them processing your payments, basically for them doing your taxes and all that. That's what the company margin is, and some of these fees are exorbitant, to say the least. I have seen umbrella companies charge up to £20 for like company margin, and it's really unfair, because if you take away £20, that's usually more than what some people earn in 2 hours. Do you get what I'm saying? And so it doesn't make any sense. However, it is what it is, right? So some of the ways I'd say that you can minimize the cuts that they take away from this your fees are: number one, ask them to remove your pension. When you start working here in the UK, they automatically roll you into a pension scheme, because this country is functional. They want everybody to be okay, at least maybe when they are old. They don't want you to be without money. And so when you're working, as you start working, immediately you enter the workforce, your employer is obligated to roll you into a pension scheme, and that way a part of your wage or your salary is always going to be going to your pensions. And maybe when it is time for you to collect your pension, you'll be able to withdraw it. I'm here to tell you now, you're an international student, you just came to this country, you have not even seen food to eat, so that pension, it can wait. Ask the company to take you off the pension. Tell them that you are not interested in having your pension now, and they might offer some resistance, but it is illegal for them to not listen to what you are saying. You don't want a pension, you don't need it, take it out. You're just doing this job to hold your body down, and remove it. There's no point in suffering a whole week and then having them still take out pension. You're going to start your pension when you get actual employment. It's not the £11 an hour they are paying you that will accumulate your pension. Thanks. That's just what I want to say. The second thing I want to say to you is to cancel your holiday pay. There's something also called a holiday pay in a payment slip. It's a paid leave. They usually pay them even when they're on leave. That's sort of like what it is, just for agency or contract staff. That's what holiday pay is supposed to be. However, this holiday pay is not coming out of thin air. This holiday pay is coming out of your wages. So every week after you work, they deduct something called holiday pay, and then they say to you, anytime you want to take a break, they will now give you back all that money. I understand it might sound good, it sounds lovely, it sounds fine, but I need you to know that if you keep the holiday pay with them, whenever it is that you're ready to collect the money, they will still tax it. And so maybe you were going to, in your mind you were thinking, okay, I've saved up enough holiday pay with these guys now, and I should have around £200, £300 with them now, and you know, I'm going to withdraw it. They are not a bank. They are going to tax that thing. They are going to tax it so much, and you're going to regret even leaving your money with them. If you want to keep holiday funds, take all your wages for the week and open a pot in your bank account and save money for your rainy days, or save money for the holiday, because at the end of the day, it's taking more money from you than it should, and we don't want that. The next thing I want to say is that you should never leave your wage past a week with them. I've heard of people that were working for agencies and then they left their money for like, you know, more than a week, because they thought, you know, the way it typically functions in any other country. I'm from Nigeria, and the way it functions is if you're working for an employer, they typically tend to pay you monthly, every single month. And so it's easier for some people that way, because they are able to plan everything once in a month in bulk. They make their plans, they pay their bills, or whatever it is they have to do. But with these wages, you can't do that. If you allow your money to accumulate with them, girl, like, you're going to actually cry, hate yourself, and just go back. Like, you're going to be so frustrated, you'll be ready to go back home, because they are going to tax you so heavily, as though it is that amount of money that you're making in a week. So even though they know that it's not 4 weeks amount of money that you make in a week, they are still going to tax you as though that's the money you make in a week. And the more money you make in this country, the more taxed you are, except you are like super rich. very extremely rich people don't get taxed that much because they are now above the system. However, if you're still middle class or lower class, they are going to tax you according to the money that you make. So the more money you make, the more they tax you, right? So if you leave your wage, let's say you earn £200 in a week, right? So in a week, let's say that's £400. Even though you're not supposed to call a week 4 weeks, you're supposed to call it 4.2 or 4 point something because some months vary. However, let's just use 4 in an ideal situation, right? You're earning £200 every single week, right? So that's £800 a month, let's say. So that £800 a month, if you collect it every single week, 200, this is your take home pay. Now I don't mean this is your gross pay. This is your take home pay after tax and every single thing, right? You're supposed to collect 200, right, for the 4 weeks. And then you're like, okay, I'm not going to withdraw this money, I'm going to let them just have it. I'm not going to submit my timesheets. Timesheets are sheets that are forms that you fill every single week. So if you finish working in a week, at the end of every week, like on Friday, you fill your timesheets. I'll put a picture of what a timesheet looks like here. You fill your timesheet and say, on Monday I came in at 8 a.m. and I left by so and so time, therefore I worked for 7.5 hours, and I took a 30 minutes break. Some people pay for breaks, some people don't pay for your breaks, so it just depends on where you're working. So yeah, that's what a timesheet is. I'm digressing, let's go back. And so you say, okay, I'm not going to take my pay for week 1 to 4, I'm going to take everything in week 4. You think that they'll pay you your £800 straight up because that's what you were supposed to get either way, right? Wrong. They are not going to give you £800. They are going to tax you from that 800 as though that is what you make in a week. Does that make sense? And so typically they'll take more than they are supposed to take from you. I hope I explained this properly. Just know that you should never allow your money to accumulate with them, because the more it's accumulating, the more tax they are going to take from you, even though they know that this is not what you earn in a week, but that's just how the system is wired. So make sure to collect every single thing you earn every week. Don't leave it, don't accumulate it. They are not a bank. Yeah. In the second part of this video, I'd like to talk about ways to maximize the amount of money that you earn. So the first thing I would say is to open the salary calculator website or app. I think they have an app, but I usually go on the website. So there's a website called UK Salary Calculator. I'll put it on the screen here, and I'll also insert it in the description box for you. So this salary calculator typically tells you what each rate that you're earning is going to accumulate to at the end of the month and at the end of the year. Usually, if you're hearing an employer talk to you and you're negotiating your rates, you can be like, oh yeah, £12 an hour sounds pretty good. Like, it's good money, it's good, right? If I'm going to be working 7 hours a day and I'm going to be working 5 days a week, that's pretty good money, like whatever, I'm just saying. But by the time you put it into the salary calculator, you can then see this is what it means I'll be earning in a month, and this is what it means I'll be earning in a year. The monthly one is the more important one in my opinion, or that's the one I take more seriously, because then you can see, okay, if this is what I earn in a month, it means when I deduct my rent and this and this and that, this is what I am left with. So usually it puts things in perspective for me, and I think it can put things in perspective for you as well, and it can spur you to negotiate for more, because then you know what it is that your take home is going to be. Does that make sense? I'll show you guys sort of like how the salary calculator works right about now. So I just want to give you guys an idea of some of the jobs that I was talking about previously and their typical pay rates and what they are going to give you monthly and yearly. So here is a table of what it is. As you can see, if you collect a £9.50 hourly rate, monthly you're going to be getting around £823.33, and yearly you're going to be getting around 9,880. These are usually retail jobs, and I would suggest that you should never go lower than this, because I'm going to go to the minimum wage. I'm going to go to the minimum wages very soon. However, this is typically an idea of how things work. So something to help you when negotiating is to know what the national average or national minimum wages are at the moment. So as of April of 2022, this year, the minimum wage were thus I'll insert it here as well, guys. I hope you're really understanding what I am saying. Of course, this minimum wages, it doesn't mean that you cannot go above it. That's why it's called a minimum wage. You can earn above it, but just for an idea, you can now know when somebody is trying to cheat you or when somebody is not offering you the best buck for the deal, right? So yeah, I'll also include the link of where I got this from, so just so that you can go there and study some more if you want, or depending on the time you're seeing this video, you can go and check what the minimum wage is. I think it has increased because this was not what it is 2 years ago. So just to keep up to date, I'll insert a link of where you can find this no matter the time that you come. At this point, something I would like for you to note is that yes, you have known how to maximize your earnings, you have known how to minimize wastage of your earnings, and you have known the best way to spoil yourself to negotiate, right? But something I want to say is that as an international student, earning above £15,000 on a 20-hour work week, usually, because they are expecting you to be on a 20-hour work week, right? Remember, so earning above £15,000 per annum can raise eyebrows in the home office, and believe me, those people are quick. They are going to contact you, they are going to text you. If you don't know who home office is, home office, they are basically the people that gave you your visa, the people that, like, the visa office. Basically, you can call them home office, you can call them visa office, whatever it is. If you earn above £15,000, it's going to start raising eyebrows, because it then becomes obvious that you might be working above the amount of time that you're supposed to work. However, guys, you didn't hear it from me. However, there's people that might collect money off the record. I don't know about that. I've never seen, I don't know, but I'm just saying, I'm just you guys, I'm going to tell you guys the truth, how it is. So there's people that might collect some money off the record. It's not correct. If they catch you, they are going to arrest you. But just in the spirit of putting everything on the table and telling you guys how it is, yeah, some people do this and collect money off the record, and that is why some people that I have heard of, I don't know them personally, but I've heard of, they collect cash payments. That way it's not really traceable, nobody can trace it back and all that jazz. However, that employers that are willing to pay you off the record, if they are not saints that are very nice, they might want to cheat you, or just not treat you in the best way possible, because they know that this is illegal and they shouldn't be doing this. My next point on how you can earn more money is that you can start a side hustle. Because you are your own employer, it doesn't necessarily count as you working for somebody, and it will not count in your hours of the week, because it's your personal project, it's your personal side hustle. For example, I own a YouTube channel and this is my side hustle, and yeah, I'm trying to start an online business, and that's my side hustle. Nobody is going to come and tell you, oh, what's this? YouTube has their own tax system or whatever, but regardless, this is still a way to make money. You don't necessarily have to start a YouTube channel. You can write essays for your classmates, you can write assignments, even though this is typically not advised. But if you have people that need your help, and you understand the course and you know how to help people out, or you know how to teach people as well, you can be a tutor and charge whatever it is you want to charge. Any of your side hustles can go from £50 to £500. It just depends on the skill and whatever it is you are doing, whatever services it is that you are offering. All right, the second thing I'd like to say is part of the thing that I said before about working illegal. You can take some time off the record, like you will not feel the complete time that you worked on your timesheet. By the way, I don't know if I said this previously, but on your timesheets, after you fill the amount of hours that you've worked, you are supposed to give it to somebody superior to you in the company, your supervisor, your manager, your team leader, whatever, to sign it and certify that yes, this person worked these hours, before you snap it or you scan it and send it to your agency, and then they send it to your umbrella company, and then they pay you. I hope you guys understood this chain of command. But yeah, you might decide to tell your agency that you want some off the record hours. I bet some people will allow that, some employers will allow that. It's not legal, but it is what it is, right? They know you're desperate and they might be willing to help you. out help. So the next thing I would say to make more money or to maximize what you're earning is that you can do occasional one-off jobs, odd jobs here and there. The first thing I'll say is surveys, Google surveys. A friend of a friend of mine has made up to £400 filling Google surveys. I don't know much about it, but it's something that you guys can Google and, you know, find out about. I'm going to sort of insert a link of Google surveys that I've seen. Obviously nothing is easy, so don't expect it to be just, oh, you fill out a form and you make money. It's going to be like maybe time consuming, but not that much, and you can earn money. It can go from, you know, £10 to £400. It all depends on what you find or how dedicated you are. To be honest, making money is not easy, so please don't come with the mindset that, you know, money is falling everywhere and you're just going to make money. You see the money that you're making in this country, you're going to see why you're making that money. Like, your body will tell you, like my Nigerians will say, body go tell you. Sorry guys, I am digressing, but honestly, body go tell you, say you they work for that money. Like, so sometimes when people see people abroad and it looks like, oh, this person is living good, this person is living lavish or whatever, that's not necessarily how it is. That is why I'm here with the gospel of working smart and not hard, because we're going to live a soft life. Yeah, the final odd type of job, I would say, guys, I don't recommend this last one. I genuinely, I don't recommend it. But if you're desperate, in dire need, and you absolutely, like, without this money now, you are finished, you have to, you know, go back to your country, I would say clinical trials. Please don't crucify me, I'm just giving you all the options available. I did promise that this video was going to be about all the ways you can make money, and this is me fulfilling my promise. The final thing is clinical trials. This is extremely risky because you're basically submitting yourself to be a lab rat, even though technically they are supposed to be ethical and they're supposed to, you know, not put things in human beings that are not supposed to be in human beings. But you know, there's a reason they make you guys, there's a reason they make the people that do it sign papers and say, you know, that they waive their rights to sue or whatever it is. Sometimes these things pay from, depending on how serious it is, it can pay from £100 to a lot more than £100. And, you know, healthcare here is free, so, you know, if you catch anything, you will quickly go to hospital and they'll treat you. Guys, I'm joking. But make sure that you don't try things like clinical trials if you already have a pre-existing health condition. If you're completely healthy and, you know, you're willing to take the gamble and, you know, beg God to save you, then yeah. And also, yes, I feel like I have emphasized why this should not be an option. Honestly, there's no money in this world that is greater than your health. Good health is wealth. If you're healthy, if you're alive, you are a wealthy person. Like, believe me. Yeah, we have come to the end of this video. I hope it was helpful to you. I hope it sort of explained to you how money works in this country. I hope, you know, you sort of understand the chain of command of how money works for like those trivial jobs. And yeah, I feel like I have covered all bases. And if you feel that there's something else you'd want me to explain, please put it in the comment section now. Guys, if I'm talking right and you want to say something, put it in the comments, because you might forget to do it after the video is done. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. And make sure you subscribe, make sure you watch the ads in this video, share it with your friends. If you know anybody that is coming to the UK or anybody that intends to come to the UK, it's never too early to like know these things or learn these things. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.